Strings pull tight and gears do grind. In shadows deep the truths unwind. A tales of lies, of blades of choice. In steel and sorrow, hear our voice. A puppet walks where gods once tread, with question whispered by the dead. So lend your ears and steel your spine. We dive where P's dark stars align. Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. It is a lovely day in the city of Krat, and I wonder, my friends, just where you're at. Today we will be deep diving Lies of P, but of course I cannot journey alone through the city of Krat. I would be a fool to do so. I am joined by the one, the only other person who played this game. It's Josh.
I want to be a real boy and live in the city of Crotch.
Did you call it the city of Crotch?
What'd you call me?
That's what it sounds like. You said the city of Crotch, and I'm like,
Krat.
oh, okay. That does beg the question.
K-R-A-T.
Is it good to live in the city of Crotch, or is it bad to live in the city of Crotch?
I guess it depends who you ask.
I guess so. I don't know. At first I was like, oh, well, no, maybe not. No.
And of course, if we ask him no questions, he will tell us no lies. It's Ryan.
What are you talking about? Look, I lie all the time.
Hey, Ryan, you've been lying today a little bit? Just a little
on.
bit.
Such a good joke, and then Ryan stole it
Yeah,
anyway.
self-deprecation for the win. Woohoo!
Dang it.
Oh, dude. Fellas, we are talking about one of my favorite games of all time, probably. It doesn't quite crack my top 5, but it's definitely in the top 10. And it's probably the best Souls-like there is that FromSoft hasn't made.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you on that one, Ace. Although I have not. Okay, Another Crab's Treasure or Lies of P?
It's Lies of P.
Yeah.
Another Crab's Treasure is great, and it has great theming and great story and all that, but Lies of P just
Not on the same
really,
level.
Yeah.
really does it better.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what attracted you to Lies of P, since it's one you actually tried to play?
Number one, it's a Souls-like, and number two, it got really, really good reviews from gamers that had actually played it and was like, guys, this might be one of the best Souls-like you said, that's not FromSoft. And then that's when I was like, I'm kind of in the mood for this. Let me see what all the hype is about. Fun fact, I beat Lies of P. It's one of the few games that I have actually completed. Yes,
I didn't know you beat it.
I beat the whole game. That's how good
I did not know that. I thought you ended it before the final boss.
No, I
did not know you beat her.
Nope. Yep. This is one I did not fizzle out on. That's how good Lies of P is.
That's rare.
It's the
That's very
highest
rare.
compliment I can give a game, boys.
Oh, boy. Well, with the release of Overture, I figured now is the time to go over, the entirety of Lies of P as well as Overture, because I managed to knock it out in 2 days.
What a
Do not recommend. You're going to see that death screen a lot doing it that way.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ryan, now that you've sort of, dipped your toes into the pools of Souls-like, is Lies of P one that catches your attention?
It does, and believe it or not, I actually looked for a demo. I was like,
oh, really?
I wonder if they got a demo. Unfortunately, they didn't. But I did look, so it did pique my interest after playing Night Rain. I just fell in love with what I experienced. So I am eager to start checking out, other real, authentic Souls-like games.
This is a good question. Okay, so Ryan has dipped his toes. He's like, okay, I think I might like this gameplay. Would it be better for somebody to jump straight into Elden Ring and have that experience, which can very much be overwhelming for a lot of people? Or is it better to say, hey, man, why don't you try this very finely crafted game that's somewhat linear, but has amazing combat, amazing presentation, and then if you like this, if you like Lies of P, well, then the whole world of Dark Souls games is open to you at that point. But which one is a better route for a newbie?
It's a good question, and I'm tempted to say Elden Ring just because of that open world view where you could, go power up beyond what you need to beat a boss and continue on with your merry day, versus Lies of P, where you're going to lose, you're going to have to learn from your mistakes, and early on, you're going to have to learn to parry, because dodging ain't an option that early on.
Yeah, that's true. And
But,
it's
like,
a
just
completely different system too, going from like being a Dark Souls player to dodging a whole lot to now it's like, oh wait, I'm supposed to parry these things? Like what?
yeah, no, it kind of goes against everything in your brain to be like, okay, I just got to take this head on. I can't dodge it. I have to block it. But, Lies of P is, as we've brought it up several times, one of the greatest indie Souls likes to mankind at this point, and it stands out for what I've never seen anything else do, which is take the story of Pinocchio and make it so freaking dark you could turn it into an adventure like Souls like this, where it's just a never-ending darkness in your heart the farther you go. And it does something I also don't see a lot of Souls-likes do, which is it tells the story. It doesn't hide it behind all the freaking like items you pick up and the notes you pick up.
That's something I can get behind for sure.
Lies of P has a story. It wants you to hear it. And like I think that really works.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got so many unique things too. It's a very snappy Souls-like. I think you would agree, Josh.
Yeah.
It's a very fast-paced, snappy Souls-like, more akin to like Sekiro or Bloodborne.
I kind of like that, to be honest. I mean, it definitely feels different. And it's one of the things that when I was playing it, I do remember it feels, I'll just kind of say it again, like a very finely crafted or curated experience. Like they knew what they wanted to make. They knew kind of the vibe that they wanted to go for. They knew the pacing that they wanted to go for. And I feel like they nailed it, man. Like legitimately, anybody that has played Lies of P kind of goes, this is just crafted like phenomenally well. Like there's not very many areas of the game where it doesn't feel like, or it feels like they kind of rushed something or overlooked something or, or something like that, to where you just play it and then everything just kind of works, man.
It's a very polished, very well thought out experience all the way through. And you can't really say that for a lot of games, unfortunately, these days.
And with you were saying like kind of quick and snappy, is it kind of more akin to, like the Duchess's playthrough or, with Night Rain that we've been playing, just where it's like a little quicker combat?
I'd say it's sort of a mix of the Duchess and the Executor, because you're very much, with Lies of P, you have a lot of systems in the combat. Specifically, though, it wants you to learn to parry, because parrying not only will break the stance on the boss, like we saw in Elden Ring, can be very helpful to break the stance on a boss to get a fatal attack in, but it also has a unique system where if you do enough perfect parries, you'll break a boss's weapon, and now they do less damage to you.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so that's like super helpful, especially in like gank fights later on.
Yeah, I would say pacing wise, it definitely feels a little bit faster paced than like your methodical Dark Souls kind of pacing.
It's closer to a Sekiro.
I was gonna say, I would say, but Ryan doesn't know what Sekiro is either. So
that's true. He doesn't know what Sekiro is.
I would say yes. I do feel like it's faster paced. It's no over the top like Bayonetta or like button masher kind of thing.
Okay.
No.
Like, it is absolutely plays like a Dark Souls game, but I will say that I feel like the pacing is a little bit tighter, a little bit faster, a little bit more intentional.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and you've got this, dark steampunk fairy tale world to back it all up that really draws you in and really interests you. As well as it has one of the most unique weapon mechanics I think I've seen in anything ever, which is the ability to take your blades and handles from your weapons and combine them to make new weapons.
What? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the different things you combine will have different scalings versus, dex, strength. They'll have different special abilities you could pull off. This game has so many different ways you could tackle situations in combat, to the point where I had like 5 fully upgraded weapons I would just swap between for whatever felt good for the moment. I never felt locked into anything.
Yeah, I do like the variety that they throw at you too. Like you said, I completely forgot about the hilt and the blade combinations that you could do, and then all of a sudden you've got this like giant hilt that like weighs a ton, but then you put a little rapier blade on it, and then it's like this is a weird combo, or vice versa, where you have like a knife hilt and then you put some big heavy thing at the end of it. But it gives you different scaling. It gives you that kind of potential to create a build. The arm mechanic where you can swap out your arms.
The Legion arm?
Yeah, I thought that was super cool too, man.
I love the Legion arm.
Yeah.
It's, you have so many different ways you can handle combat this game that make it so much fun. Like it never feels boring to tackle enemies in Lies of P.
I will say I never felt like the combat started to get stale. Like they give you enough enemy variety, they give you enough challenges, they give you enough different weapons. The Legion arms, Ryan, are like almost like, think about skills almost. It's like you get one arm that can block really well. You get one arm that shoots out mines, like proximity mines, and then you get another arm with like a grapple hook on it, or something like that.
Yeah,
so that
it's like the skills from Night Rain. You can kind of push them out as you feel, but it's on a bar that it runs out. It has a capacity.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's especially there's this great one, this grapple hook arm called the puppet string, which is just a big metal arm with a grapple hook, and you throw it out, and if you hold down the button, you can pull yourself to the enemy, launch yourself in the air, and come down on them with a massive attack.
Oh, that's neat.
It's so cinematically awesome, but it gets interrupted by the environment way too often.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Oh no.
I'll be like mid-flight getting smacked out of the air by an enemy.
Is that pretty common? Like how are the mobs? Is it usually like, 3 guys, little trash mobs, or is it like more, or how does that work?
Usually you'll think there's only like 1 or 2, and then you'll walk around the corner, and out of the darkness comes 2 more, and you're like, oh no!
That's twice as many.
Not ready.
And they can wreck you too if they get the jump on you, man. Yeah, the trash mobs are that's where it's very much like a Dark Souls game. The trash mobs, if they get into their combo or they sneak attack you or something, they can wreck you, man.
Do some hard damage.
What's neat is they're all clockwork though. Like they're all like puppets. Like this whole world.
Well, they start that way.
Or right, yeah, they start that way, and then so the whole vibe of this game is really neat too. Honestly, like you kind of feel like Pinocchio, which is weird. I'm kind of in on this like dark fable type stuff though too. Like Hansel and Gretel is kind of the famous, like, people have turned that into like a horror movie and stuff. And it's like, but I like taking this like Disney character and then turning it into this like dark, gritty world where there's just sorrow and pain and death everywhere. It's like,
Well, even I think a lot of those like nursery rhymes are all pretty hardcore. They're all pretty dark in the origins, like anyways, and then
Pinocchio kills Jiminy Cricket in the original. He just like squishes him. Oh, yeah, it happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Stupid grasshopper.
Or Jiminy.
Ain't no way he called Jiminy Cricket a grasshopper.
It's in the name. Hold on, I missed that. Good catch. No, Ace, good catch.
No,
because I totally missed that.
I caught that one,
dude,
buddy.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
only obviously a cricket. It's in his name, bro. Really?
And always let your conscience be your guide.
Yeah. Crickets are lame.
Shut up, grasshopper.
Cool. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because grasshoppers are way cooler than crickets, man. But fine, you guys want to be lore accurate. I guess he's a cricket.
Oh man, that was too good, man.
Anyways,
this recording got deleted, guys. Darn it.
Oh no, we lost the Lies of P deep dive. How terrible. The biggest selling point, though, like I said, with Lies of P is the story, and the story is honestly really freaking good. Especially if you compare it to the what it's being based on, off the Pinocchio story, and you try to like piece it all together. It all kind of makes sense in a weird, dark way. But the city of Crotch, not Crotch, has been torn apart by a puppet frenzy. You wake up as P. They just call him P. They never say the word Pinocchio. They always actually, they never call him P either. They just call him Geppetto's puppet. Which, how does that feel? Yeah, everyone's just like, how's it going, Geppetto's puppet?
Come here, you doll thing.
He wakes up in a train car all by himself and ends up having to navigate his way back to the hotel so that he can find Geppetto. So they can try to find out what's causing this massive puppet frenzy and try to stop it and save some lives because there are corpses everywhere.
Like puppet corpses or
no.
Oh. The puppets rebelled and they went haywire and they decided that the little fleshy human meat sacks are easy to just decimate. And boy, have they decimated everything.
They were happy to do so.
It's dark, dude. It's dark.
It is.
Like
it's
this
dark.
is not a kind, like, happy game by any means.
I'll tell you one thing. Somebody had to pull some serious strings to make that happen.
Yeah.
Get this, man.
No.
Send in the puppets.
That was exactly what it was supposed to be. So don't even.
But yeah, you kind of learn all the puppets are bound by this grand rule, this grand covenant. Rule number 1 being they can't hurt humans. Rule number 2 being they can't lie. And what can you do that they can't do? You can lie. So a lot of people don't even see you as a puppet at first until they get close enough. And you can actually hear the gears like turning in P when you get close to him.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
It's such a cool little like thing too, man. That little gear sound, that tick, 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 tick,
That
gear,
tick.
yeah, yep. It's
Yeah.
you hear it a lot in the game, and it's I like that. It's a good touch.
Nice.
Everything and every creature, everything in the entire world is powered by this thing called ergo. And ergo is like the essence of the soul. Without it, you can't do anything. But of course, humans got a hold of it and they abused it. And that is what is assumedly causing this puppet frenzy. You, of course, will find out, but that's a bit of a spoiler. I don't want to get to that just yet. But the puppet frenzy is the main thing you're trying to stop once you link up with Geppetto. And you fight possibly my favorite boss in all of Soulsdom, the King of Puppets.
Ooh.
What did you think of that fight, Josh? You fought him, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the boss fights in this game stand out to me. They're really, really good. The mechanics are great. This is not just a button mashing fest kind of thing. They'll go into different phases, which I really like. Like, one of the things that you think about when you say Souls-like game is, obviously the walking around in the trash mobs, you have to respect those. But the first thing that comes to mind for me is just these over-the-top boss fights. And they are, dude. I mean, there's so many different memorable fights in this. Like, I mean, from the first one that you tackle, where it's the giant, almost like patrolman bot, looks like the police
the
bot
Watchman?
or something. I don't remember the names of
Or
it.
the circus bot.
The circus one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
yeah.
parade master.
Yeah, the parade
He's,
master. That's it. Yep, that's it. Like, that one stands out to me. You have the big clown, like the punching clown guy that was a pain in the butt.
dude,
once you learn
I hate the clown.
But you could just parry a lot of his stuff too. Like, he had the one that you couldn't, but yeah, the master of puppets. I'm just thinking like, yeah, master of puppets. Yeah, the king of puppets. I mean, there's optional boss fights in this game. It legitimately follows that incredible formula that Dark Souls games have, where every time you step into an arena, you know what's about to go down. You know you're going to die because you're like, I don't know these mechanics up front. Let me see what glorious way I'm about to die to this thing. You're going to try 3 or 4 times. I will say that, like, I like the approachability of the boss fights in Lies of P a little bit more than Elden Ring, because if you pay attention to the animations, I feel like it puts a little bit more of the onus on the player. Like sometimes with like Dark Souls games, the bosses thrash around so much that you're like, I don't know what's an attack versus this thing just flailing around. And so I just start spamming dodge roll because I'm not really sure what's going on, but in Lies of P, it's like, it's very obvious. Like, okay, they're winding up for this attack, or they're spinning around and they're, get ready to block every time the sword spins or something like that. I feel like the mechanics with the boss fights in Lies of P are actually a little bit tighter, man. And I kind of appreciate that, because for people that aren't super familiar with it, it's like, I think it's slightly more approachable without making it overly easy, if that makes sense.
I think the game is a very punishing early game, and once you've started learning how things react to you and how to react to them,
right? Yeah.
You kind of start feeling more empowered, and the mid-game starts to sort of mellow out. I think that would be what would be interesting to watch you go through, Ryan, is just to see you go through the early game and see if you have to drop it any.
No, I was going to ask, because like I noticed that too, Josh, when we're playing Night Rain, and one of the bosses, when it would turn around, looked the same as when it would do like a tail whip. And so it's hard sometimes to differentiate an attack versus just movement. And having things be a little more, I don't know if I'd say telegraphed, but understandable, like where you can kind of start to get down the mechanics of it. That is appealing for a boss fight.
Yeah, I loved that. Just, I knew it was coming. It didn't mean that it was easy to block or parry or dodge or whatever, but it's like you at least kind of knew what the animation was. And while they did sometimes flail around a little bit, I mean, you need a little bit of chaos in your fights, but I just felt like it was an easier thing to see the animations and that telegraph coming and kind of being like, okay, I need to respond to this. Oh crap, I whiffed my timing. You know, like that's on me versus like what is it? I'm trying to think, dude. Is it the putrid, like the weird plant looking dragon things in Dark Souls?
Oh, the green monster, the swamp.
Yes, and they just thrash, dude. It's like a freaking fish, like flopping around. It's thrashing all over the place, and you're like, is this an attack? Like, what am I supposed to dodge right now? I don't know what the heck this thing's doing, and it's just flailing everywhere, man. And you're like, bro, chill out. Like, are you going to attack me? Oh, wait. Oh, well, that thrash was an attack. Okay, but this one's not, kind of thing, and that just gets aggravating and kind of dumb sometimes. Whereas Liza P, it's like, very obvious. This dude's about to just destroy you. You better parry this attack.
You better parry. You're doomed.
Or else. Now, I got a question based on bosses, because that's what we're kind of covering right now. Between Elden Ring and Liza P, which one's bosses did like more for the game? You know, which were most important? Liza P?
I say Elden Ring.
You think
I don't
so?
know. Liza P's bosses all push towards its overall narrative.
It does, but like
especially if you go through it on New Game Plus, and now you can understand the puppet language.
I get it, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like Radon, Moog, Renala, like, I mean, all these bosses in Elden Ring are like,
all of them do serve to tell that story, but also Elden Ring is hiding that story from
I mean, it is, I don't know. Is that the question? Are you saying like which bosses advance the story in particular, or is it like which bosses just fit into the game more?
Do more for the game. Like is the rest of Elden Ring good enough to where the bosses are, you know, awesome and great, but you know, it doesn't bring up the game? Or do the Liza P, is the in between stuff, you know, bad? And so
I'm gonna stick with Elden Ring.
Answer. Yeah,
that's no shade to Liza P, but I think
that's totally fair. I think it's to whoever, you know, whatever one touched your heart more, I guess.
Okay. Stabbed me through the heart, you mean?
Yeah.
Right?
All right, so I'm gonna hit this real quick, and then we'll go into the DLC. But how important do you think lying is in this game, Ryan?
Lying? Oh man, I guess if no one else can lie, I would say it's probably pretty important.
Well, other people can lie, but they have to be human. Puppets cannot lie.
Other ones can't lie. Okay, I'm sure it's pretty important.
It's very important.
No, it's not. It's not.
Liza P explores this question of what makes someone human. And it does this with the ability to lie. You'll use lying to avoid giving heartbreaking news to people. Like,
that's true.
And you'll get in like awkward situations where if you were a puppet and they asked you a question, you have to be like, yeah, your whole family's dead. I'm sorry. But because you're P and you have the option to lie, you can lie to these people and spare their feelings, and they'll usually be very grateful for it, and they're not going to check. So
that's fair. Man. That is a fair point. I'm trolling a little bit here because it's like, I really do like the you are Pinocchio. You want to be human. You have this trait that allows you to kind of sort of be human because puppets can't lie. So it's like you can, but like then lying by nature is just terrible. You know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to lie, guys. So then it's like you got this human trait, but it's like one of the worst traits that humans can have. And you're right. Like the game will present these questions to you where it's like, do you lie or do you tell the truth? And it's like, bro, I don't want to tell this mom her kid is dead. Like I'm just going to lie to her and say, hey, he's doing great, you know? But I feel like it just doesn't really change the outcome of the game. You know, like you kind of get that little snippet of like, okay, I'm going to lie. I'm not going to lie. But ultimately, it's not like this is a choice that is going to alter like the latter half of the game or something like that.
Well, let me ask you, what color was your hair when you ended the game?
When I went white.
Okay, so you did at least go that. You went that far. Okay. Yeah. Lying is what gets you more humanity. And humanity is what is slowly turning P from a puppet into basically a real boy in this game.
So you have to lie to get more humanity?
You have to lie. You have to listen to music. You have to do things
so
humans
different ways.
do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's different ways you can get humanity. Basically, if you handle things like a human and not like a puppet, basically.
Gotcha.
And you can also, my favorite way to check your humanity is to walk up to the cat and try to pick it up.
Oh.
And if it says no, it means you're
hisses
still
at
a
you?
puppet.
Yeah, that cat hates you for a while.
That cat
That's funny.
hates you at the start because you're a puppet, and it's like horrible. But moving on, I guess. We'll hit the DLC here. This is one of the coolest DLCs possibly ever. All right.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's high praise, buddy.
This DLC is a prequel DLC. It takes place before the puppet frenzy, before all this bad stuff goes down. It takes place during the outbreak of what is known as the petrification disease, which is something you'll discover after you beat the King of Puppets, that's the real problem in the Kingdom of Krot, is all these people's ergo is being hardened into these crystally rocks, and it's slowly killing them. It's what killed Geppetto's original son, Carlo, who P is a replica of, and P carries the heart of. He carries. He is.
I was just gonna say the same
that's
thing.
morbid. You know,
take
the heart from my dead child and
He's certified to do that procedure.
You know,
that sounds highly advanced.
The DLC is about you going back in time to help this legendary stalker. The stalker was a group of vigilantes that used to take care of renegade puppets and petrification people. I forget what they're called. I don't want to call them corpse monsters, but they had a name very similar.
something like that.
Because the petrification disease, it doesn't only just cover your body in hardened rocks and slowly kill you, it mutates you into this horrid creature. It's kind of like Resident Evil viruses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But your mission is to link up with this stalker and rescue Carlo's old best friend, Romeo, who in the future we know gets turned into the King of Puppets by Geppetto. He gets his corpse taken and turned into this horrible boss you fight, and the whole time you're fighting him like, I want to kill you, I hate you, I hate you. And then you get the lore and you're like, oh my god, I feel like a monster. I brutalized this kid in a puppet suit for no reason.
How long would you say the DLC is?
15 hours.
Really?
That's a pretty good. I checked my playtime on Lies of P, and I have 30 hours. Like, it's like 29.8 hours.
It is not a short DLC.
Dang, you blast through that in 2 days.
I did.
Now, I have heard, Ace, you can tell me if there's truth to this, because I've heard from a lot of people that have been playing Overture that it is brutally difficult. Like, is that true, or is this just people being rusty?
I beat this game on its hardest difficulty, which is Legendary Stalker Mode. I had to drop it to the middle difficulty because I was not getting anywhere with this DLC. The first boss is a giant crocodile that just keeps flailing his body on top of you in this small arena. And you're just like, get off of me, get off of me, get off of me. And when I tell you, like, my zip lines would get interrupted by enemies, this guy is enemy number one for that. Holy mackerel. He would just, like, I'd zip line over to him to do the freaking slam attack, and he just hit me in the air with his jaw. It was the worst. I hated it.
Now, do you have to start over? Like, since this is a prequel, I'm assuming you don't go into this with your build or your levels or any of that stuff?
No, you have all your stuff.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I was level 109 going into the DLC.
Because he goes back in time?
Yeah, you just go back in time.
Oh, you like actually go back in time.
You actively go back in time.
See, that's what threw me. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, man. Like, you telling me I did all this stuff in the future?
Yeah, sorry. No, it's a prequel DLC where current Pinocchio goes back in time to try to stop this disaster. It's never really explained why he does this. He just kind of discovers one of those save points, the time things, and just one of them just takes him back in time for no reason at all.
We have to go back, Marty.
Now, do you have a companion in this? Because like the trailer shows you meeting. This might be the stalker that you're teaming up with or something, but it makes it almost look like you have a companion.
She's not really your companion till the very last hour, because the whole DLC is about trying to link up with her and help her out. So you're just following her footsteps and where she's gone, and you have a lot of new areas to explore in this DLC. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so it's not just kind of re-expanding.
Not just one area. Okay. No, you've got a zoo, you've got a frozen lake, you've got a frozen overfishing town, you've got an underground catacomb full of evil alchemists.
Oh, really?
It's nuts.
How are the graphics with it?
All of it's stunning and beautiful.
Graphics are good.
I remember seeing a lot of stuff from the first one. So
Lies of P is very stunning and graphically intense, honestly.
Yeah, it's a very good looking. Like that was always the Dark Souls thing, was that Dark Souls games were ugly. Right up until Elden Ring. Like legitimately, Elden Ring is by far the best looking Dark Souls games by like a
They're all
mile.
just like gray and black.
They were just terrible. It was all about the gameplay in Dark Souls, and everybody was like, bro, why can't you make like a good looking Dark Souls game? And that was like the major complaint, because everything about them was great if you like that style of game. But then finally Elden Ring comes around, and it's like, you know, they finally moved up to like high definition textures finally. Like not 4K. Don't hear what I'm not saying. It ain't 4K textures or anything, but it was at least like, okay, this isn't just a blur of armor and pixels now either. So yeah, Lies of P looks good, man.
Heck yeah.
And I will say, as hard as that DLC is, it might have some of the best boss fights this entire game has to offer.
Oh,
okay, I love that DLC is getting better for some of these franchises, man. Like honestly, I mean, we've recently been talking about some of the top DLCs, you know, like, you know, Phantom Liberty, Blood and Wine for The Witcher 3.
Overture is going to go into that category.
You know, that kind of, and so it's like when you get that kind of DLC, that is a huge win for gamers and for the studio at that point, because it's like gamers love this. Studio gets to make, you know, a good bit of extra money because it's good quality DLC that people are buying. This isn't just a cosmetics pack or a battle pass or something like that. It's like you're actually getting more of this game that you absolutely love.
Yeah. I mean, I know IGN was like, well, it's more of the same, 7 out of 10, but no, it's better that it's more of the same, and it's improved from the base game.
All right, Ace, I want to put you on the spot, buddy, because I know you're not going to like this question.
Oh,
I bet I'm not.
I love it already.
I know. Overture or Shadow of the Erd Tree?
Man, I don't like this question.
I told you we were going to like it.
Some of my favorite fights in Elden Ring come from Shadow of the Erd Tree with, well, not Consort Radon, actually.
Yeah,
no, screw you, Consort Radon. Oh. You know what? Just because of the pain in my butt Overture was, I'm giving it to Overture. Oh my god!
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
really.
Overture.
That's recency bias.
No, Overture. Okay, the thing I was going to say is Overture's final boss ties back into the main story in a way. I'm not going to spoil it because it's brand new.
Yep.
I know everyone's like, I'm not going to say anything, but he ties back into the story in a character you meet there and deal with. But Overture's final boss is absurd. Yeah. He's a two-phase boss that's harder than the final boss of Bloodborne.
Josh ain't buying it, dude.
I ain't buying this. I'll tell you what, when Overture gets nominated for Game of the Year, like then I'll be like, wow, okay, Ace actually knew what he was talking about. But there ain't no way, man. Shadow of the Erd Tree is one of the best DLCs ever made.
It's still, I'm not saying it's the worst DLC. It's great. I love Shadows of the Erd Tree, but I at least knew I was going to beat Shadows of the Erd Tree without having to tone the difficulty down. And I did, and the one thing we talked about when we did talk about Overture for the first time was the Wolverine claws. That was the first thing I got my hands on with the Wolverine claws, man. Yep.
Dude, who doesn't love Wolverine claws?
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
In short, though, Overture is not just a, crappy little extra thing they threw on at the end there. It is a DLC that was crafted with love and care. And these devs clearly care about this franchise because they've teased a whole connected universe they want to give us. And I'm down for it, man.
Heck yeah, man.
It's 2 years worth of development for a DLC because Lies of P came out in 2023. And so 2 years worth of making DLC probably means that's some good quality DLC.
And it seems like it was launched. This is the way I like it. When it comes out, it's of appropriate length. It's not some little teeny bit. It's not a crazy price point. It's awesome added content that you wanted, and it didn't take 8 years to come, and be there for you. So yeah, I liked everything about the way that at least the release and development.
I mean, for $30, I got another 15 hours of Lies of P.
That's such a good deal.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I got more story. I got more weapons. I got more bosses. I am beyond happy with my purchase on Lies of P.
All right, dude. Let's have it then. What is the score?
The score for Lies of P? Oh, no. I didn't think that far ahead. Lies of P is a great and amazing Souls-like, but it definitely has issues in certain areas, so I can't say it's a perfect game.
Mm-hmm.
specifically at the end with the pacing with things just really ramp up and they throw a lot of really big enemies at you for no reason. I'm going to give it a 9.4.
Ooh.
I
Dang.
think
Ooh.
Lies of P. If you haven't played Lies of P, you're really missing out. And I have a question for you too. Is Lies of P still a true Souls-like even though it has difficulty options?
Yes. That's so dumb to me, dude.
Yeah.
I
Have
don't
you seen this argument? People
I
saying
have.
Lies
We
of P is
talked
no
about
longer
this.
a Souls-like?
There's Elden Ring players that are trying to gatekeep Night Rain. Like if you haven't beat this boss, you shouldn't be playing Night Rain.
No.
Kick rocks.
Let people play games the way that they want. If you want to challenge yourself, I'm all for people that do the no-hit runs. That's cool. I actually find that stuff to be really interesting, and I legitimately have mad respect. Like, Let Me Solo Her, one of the most famous people that said, dude, I'm going to do this on the hardest difficulty, not get touched by Melania, went famous across the world. Like, awesome. Mad respect for that. These people that do these new game plus 10 runs with no hit, bro, you're way better of a gamer than I'll ever be. I can acknowledge that. Kudos for you. But these people that are like, I play these games on ultra difficulty, and if you don't play it, then you suck kind of thing. And it's like, you shouldn't be playing this game. Bro, don't tell people how they should be playing their video games, man.
No, and I think it's great that Lies of P has difficulty options because now more people are willing to
Right.
check it out.
Yes, and we want more games like this, man. So absolutely. Yeah.
That's exactly. All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be honest. It's been a long time since I have played Lies of P. I played it, I want to say maybe 5 months after it released, so it's been almost 2 years now. But if I had to rate just Lies of P without Overture, because I have not played the DLC, this is an absolutely rock solid Souls-like game, man. And honestly, Ace, I agree with you that it is the top of the Souls-like games that's not From Software. I mean, there's not a reason that somebody shouldn't dive into this if this is the type of game that they like. I'm not quite as big on it as you. I think it was really good, but for me, it doesn't like touch Elden Ring or something like that. So I would say I'd probably give it like an 8.7, 8.8. Like,
That's fair.
still
That's a
very
good
high
score.
praise. It's a
That's higher than
very,
Night Rain.
very well done game, man. Like, I enjoyed every minute of playing Lies of P.
Dang,
Good.
those are 2 solid scores.
Yeah, it's really
What about
good.
you,
dude.
Ryan?
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I play it.
Has this little introspective deep dive gained you any more interest in checking out Lies of P someday?
It does. The way you describe the combat and like the kind of the quick, snappy nature of it, that is something that I gravitate towards. So, with the way you describe that and the bosses and how there is more of a story told to you, so there is some narrative, which I love. I'm a cutscene guy, so yeah, I definitely am gonna check it out. Maybe I'll have one of my extra accounts that I have some money on. Go get it.
Well, then that's all I needed to hear. I'm
Yep.
happy.
There you go.
Well,
you
we're
won me
out of
over.
time for this one, boys. So, Josh, you want to tell people how they can help out the show?
Man, you can help out the show in a myriad of ways. You can join our Discord server. There's a link in the episode description. You can make sure that you follow the podcast. Hit that plus button, hit that follow button so that you get all of our episodes the day that they release. And if you want some very soon to be upgraded perks where you can make Ryan play Lies of P and vote on him being chosen for that with the rest of our community, you can sign up over on Patreon. We have a lot of different perks for people, but we have decided we are putting a lot more power into the listeners' hands to do some really cool stuff. There's a link in the episode description for that as well. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month. It goes a very long way to help out this podcast and keep us just pumping out this content every day.
Yep. And also check out our Twitch. We stream on
Yeah.
Twitch now.
Yeah, we're streaming
So-
on Twitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Come check us out because it's always a good time and we always check the chat. So you will be acknowledged. I promise.
Yeah, it's fun.
So thank you all for listening. And until next time, happy gaming.
See ya.
I'll see you later, everybody.